Mrs. Robbie, it's time to play some more Shatter Time Rewind. So, last time we got the first few loops out of the way. Got some lore about Zarifa, Tarankos, and Articus. And now it's time to figure out, with the help of Yuri and Mayo, how to fix this. How to stop the loop. Hey! Over here. Hey! Oh, sound effects are a little... You can use the skip button. Oh, I saved it right at the transition. That's interesting. So, yep. Back to June 3rd we go for another loop. Let's do this. Let's get some more clues. Let's figure out how to stop this loop. I wake up to find myself on the ground. Same ground, same house, same mailbox with the Syrengi family name on it. One of my favorite parts coming up in this loop. Oh, that's good. Same everything. I sit up and feel something in my pocket. It's the lock and key. Well, then looks like all that witchcraft stuff regarding these special metal items held true. I never should have doubted you, Yuri. I don't waste much time as I get up and make my way inside. I have some idea of what I'm up against here. I know Natsuki's dad is the killer, but what am I supposed to do, though? Beating up that loser Joichiro was one thing, but this guy has a gun on him. Am I really going to kill the guy? Damn it, I don't even know anymore. Maybe there's some other way. There has to be. I go through the house quietly, making note of some of the odds and ends I find. Something a little weird I notice is the cordless phone in the kitchen. Conveniently, there's an address book right next to it. Who even uses these things anymore? I guess this guy's never heard of a cell phone before. It's not. Looking at the outdated phone, I notice what seems to be a small business card right under the address book. I take it in my hand. I remember the name of this company as being a law firm that went under a few years back. I think 40 would be good for each of these. Jeez, no wonder he's so bitter and drunk all the time. Oh yeah, reread the lore. Gotcha. Put it in my noggin. I take one and study the name. Kaito Sarenji. So I've got a name to place for that mug of his. It's not gonna help me much though. Not unless I could get him arrested. For doing absolutely nothing! Because that makes total sense. Yeah, no. I absentmindedly pocket the card and keep on moving. I find myself in the living room next, where I see another picture of the seemingly happy family on the wall. I then find another picture, but this time it's just Natsuki's mother alone. There's a small metal plate on the frame with a black ribbon adorning it. Okay, this is one of those names that I hope I don't butcher. Kaede Sairenji, 1978 to 2016. Kaede, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hell, I wonder if the name will, like, crop back up in this mod. I guess I'll wait and see. That is an interesting TV. Looks more like a computer screen. Just observing, not really complaining. Quite some distance. Big table. I wonder what these are. I've never seen these before. And it's more or less how you say it. Yay! I got the pronunciation right! Sorry, these, like... Again, these backgrounds are really pretty good. And don't judge us. I wasn't really judging. I was just kind of observing, honestly. No complaints. Just Natsuki's mom apparently died. Having divorced parents is one thing, but this is the death of a parent we're talking about. Well, I wouldn't personally be too sad about never seeing my old man again. The thought of losing my mom would break me. Mom was all I have left now. Without her, I'd have no reason to... No. If her mom was anything like my mom, then I'd have an idea of how this loss might have affected Natsuki. I shake my head and make my way through the rest of the house. As I'm quietly sneaking over to Natsuki's room, one of the doors next to me creaks open. Fuck my life. My blood turns to ice as a man in a wrinkled business shirt steps into view. He seems very groggy at first until our eyes lock. It's him. I only caught a brief glance at him before, but there's no doubt in my mind. Who the devil are you? What are you doing in my house? I was just looking for the bathroom? Why did I even say that? As if saying anything else would make a difference at this point. His expression goes from dazed to angry almost immediately as I see him reaching for something. Why didn't I grab at least a knife or something? He's probably getting that gun of his. I'm gonna book it. Look back for a split second, but I don't see the gun in his hand, thankfully. I try to get away, but the psycho lunges at me with a bat in his hands, roaring with anger as he aggressively charges at me. Get back over here! There's a fire in his eyes as he tries to bludgeon me with the bat. I'm able to hold him off when I grab onto the bat before he can get me. This is some hectic chase music here. Fits. I hear a choir. Push back, holding onto the bat as hard as I can, knocking him against the wall. I take a hold of it, trying to keep my eyes on him at all times. We're both standing still, waiting to see which of us will make a move first. I'm not gonna let you kill your daughter, you sick, twisted fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. How do you even know I have a daughter? Are you some kind of stalker? Oh, I see now. Well, you're not laying a hand on her. Before I can say anything, he grabs onto a discarded beer bottle. He breaks it up. Oh shit! It's the guy! He breaks it against the corner of the wall and slowly approaches, his eyes locked onto me the entire time. As I'm looking at him, I swear I can see something behind him. There's the guy from Forlorn Hearts! Like a shadow looming right behind him with burning red eyes and horns like a stag. I've already had a shit day at work. At least now I have something to take it out on. Oh, yeah, bring it on, you crazy old bat. He takes a few jabs at me with a broken beer bottle, but I'm able to dodge. I managed to land a clean hit on his jaw, sending him reeling. I didn't think he had a glass jaw. As I move over to him to knock him out, he takes the moment to strike. He caught me. Dropping the bat out of shock, he picks it up and slugs me over the head. Oh, that didn't go well. My God, you're greasy. I'm in and out of consciousness as I feel myself getting dragged by the waist. I'm back in the hall. And alive! That's good. Damn, I'm still bleeding from where he stabbed me. I don't know what he's gonna do to me. Yeah, you're alive, but I don't know for how much longer. Oh, hey! Got here. Hey, got here at a good moment. What's happening is MC's like in like Natsuki's house, and Natsuki's dad's like giving her like a beat, like stabbed him with a glass bottle, essentially. And now now MC's getting like dragged throughout the house, I think. As we get closer to what I assume to be his room, a voice calls out, Dad, what's going on? Shit. He picks up the pace as he makes his way over to Natsuki's room. He drops me to the floor as he barges in, practically throwing the door open. I'm able to catch a glimpse of everything from the from the opening in the door. Oh, hey, Nat, listen, there's no time to explain. We have to leave right now because we'll be, going on vacation for a while. I have got no clue when we'll be coming back either. I mean, at least it's better than the double friggin' suicide pact. What? Why? I still have skull in my— ooh, new pose? I'm covering up the pose. Frick, moved the wrong thing. New Natsuki pose with the hand. It's pretty cool. Oh, don't worry about that. We've got it all figured out. So pack up your bags, not because going on vacation right now to Disneyland. Disneyland, oh boy. But what about all the noise I heard downstairs? Disneyland! Disney! Focus on Disney. I can't hang on anymore. As I look away from Natsuki's room, See that same shadowy figure, again peering at me with piercing crimson eyes. As he moves closer to me with his hand out, I feel myself fade away. Yeah, best part. Yeah, that was pretty fun. As I fade away. June 3rd, 2019. Oh, back to June 3rd. I thought there'd be June 4th aftermath, but no, wait, then again, MC's losing consciousness. There wouldn't be too much there, so, you know, had fun. Still laughed harder at that scene than I should. I mean, it is a pretty funny scene, so. I spring up from the ground, gasping for breath. What the hell was all that? I look at my shirt. There's no signs of blood anywhere. I don't feel like I have any stab wounds either. I look at my watch. The day hasn't changed. Meanwhile, the time looks like it was rewound just before I broke into the house earlier. Is this like some kind of return by death? I mean, it seems to be. Probably the only real explanation as to why you're alive. So it seems the time loop resets to this point if I die at any point. The day crazy tells you imagine having it, and he tells you you're going to Disneyland like you're 10 years old. I mean, Disneyland, I've actually never been, so I can't really say. I mean, it is a theme park, so I think it's a fun place. Yeah, it's like that's good to know, I guess. Still have no idea what the hell I've gotten myself into, but there's one thing I do know. I don't want to mess with Natsuki's dad in a direct confrontation. I mean, at least not without a weapon of your own. Like, prepared ahead of time. Pick myself back up and feel around in my pockets. The lock and key are still there, as well as a small piece of paper. I take it out and look it over. The business card is still here. Well, it won't do me any good now, but I'll keep it. I mean, yeah, might as well. Could be useful in the future. Chekhov's gun and all that. Or Chekhov's business card. I put it back in my pocket and proceeded to the house once again. Okay, let's review. What do I know? Oh, there literally is a computer. Natsuki's dad is the killer. He's also batshit crazy and willing to kill me on sight. I'd prefer to avoid confronting him, but then again, just in case I need to have something to defend myself with. I waste no time grabbing a knife from the dirty dishes. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Need something for defense. I don't care if it's got crusty old food on it. I'm gonna use it to stab that old bastard on sight if worst comes to worst. I'm not gonna waste any time in this loop. I'm heading straight for the room he came out of to see if there's anything I can do. I could probably get the jump on him there if I have to now that I have the element of surprise on my side. Okay. I kinda suspected this was like an office or bedroom of some sort, but it seems like a mix of both. I look over to the other side of the room, and there, fast asleep in a chair, is the bastard himself. I slowly take a few steps forward, making sure I don't get too close. From here, he almost looks harmless. I know he's anything but harmless, considering he's not only going to kill his daughter, but he'll try to kill me if I screw up again. Okay, made it this far, Robbie, think. I look around the room for anything that might be helpful. I spot the bat right on the side of the doorway. I see some kind of locked box that seems large enough to store the gun he had. What if No! I'm not here to kill anyone! What am I supposed to do, though? I mean, probably your best bet would be to, like, take the bat, find a way to unlock the box that the gun has, take that, too, and then, like, run and dispose of them. You know, increase Natsuki's chances of survival by getting weapons out of the house. I can't kill a person in cold blood like that, even if I know what he's planning. He technically hasn't even done anything yet. If I could just stop him from killing Natsuki, then maybe none of this will happen. That's when I see a bottle of sleeping pills on the nightstand. I take it in my hand to inspect it. Glance over the directions and see the pills haven't expired yet. Maybe. I walk over to Kaido's sleeping body with the bottle open. I then force a couple of pills into his mouth. He can't kill Natsuki if he's too busy sleeping. If fate says Natsuki's gonna die, then I'm just gonna give fate the middle finger. I can't stop there, though. I have to make sure nothing else can go wrong. With the bottle still in my hand, I make my way over to Natsuki's room. I take a couple of pills in my hand and shove them down her mouth as well. Okay, I pointed to the directions, that ought to do it, at least until the morning comes. With that taken care of, I look around the room again. That's when I notice her diary in the same spot I saw it the last time. I never finished reading it before, considering her psycho father came in here before I found anything useful. As much as I don't want to, I nabbed the diary and put it under my arm, hoping this thing with the sleeping pills will work, but you never know. I mean, all that's left to do is wait and see. Sorry, Natsuki, but if this plan still doesn't work for whatever reason, I'm gonna need something to fall back on. I casually made my way out of the house after doing what I felt had to be done. I tossed the knife in the garbage while I was at it, as it did not look suspicious. Well, more suspicious than I already do, walking around at night with a pink book in my arms. I spotted Joichiro on his usual walk as I did before, but I made sure to stay out of his sight. Hopefully this will all be over soon. Maybe what I did sounds kind of stupid, but what the hell else am I supposed to do? I fish out the house keys from my pocket and quietly unlock the door. Then I gently open the door, and set foot inside. Before going to my room, I make a slight detour. Towards the basement. There's an old trunk in the basement that I think that lock will work on. Spotted in the corner, hidden in the back. I open it, and sure enough, it's as empty as my old man's head. I don't know why Mom kept this old thing, but I'm not going to question it. Now it has a purpose to serve. I toss in the business card and place the diary inside. I shut the trunk and lock it back up. There. Just in case I need them. There you go. Mom was asleep, as per usual, so there's no need to worry about explaining anything. It'd make a hell of a story, though. How I got into a fight with some crazy guy, and then how I put him and his daughter to sleep with sleeping pills. I'm not exactly proud of all that, not gonna lie. I can only hope things will work out in the end. Again, let's wait and see. Alright, June 4th, here we go. So far, everything seems normal. Natsuki isn't going to be at school today, but that's okay. She's most likely still sleeping if I'm going off of the directions on the bottle. How long does that last, anyway? The sleeping pills, Now that I think about it, she might actually miss the first couple of classes. I didn't think that through, but it's a small price to pay to make sure she doesn't die. Maybe some mind-numbing schoolwork can take my mind off everything, and it'll all just be some stupid memory. As I continue my way, I notice a plume of smoke off in the distance. That's where the school is! As I pick up the pace a little, some of the residents come out of their houses to observe the plume of smoke. Oh, shit. As I'm running, I see a number of students fleeing in the opposite direction. What the hell? Hey, what's going on? There's a fire at the school! It just happened out of nowhere! What? I don't know about you, but I'd stay the hell away! Yeah, before I could say anything else, the girl continues running. Normally I wouldn't give a damn about the school, but something pops into my mind. Someone, actually. Mayo! I start running to the school, slinking my way through all the panicked students. Mayo usually goes to school early and hangs around the classroom at least 15 minutes before class starts. Oh! So instead of his mother getting caught in the flames, it's Mayo this time. Okay then. I just hope that being a prudent student hasn't gotten her killed. It's exactly as that. Oh shit, this is the actual fire. Blends in with the school sprite pretty well. If I do so. It's exactly as that girl said. A portion of the school is engulfed in flames. Not just any portion either. That's where my homeroom is. Damn it! Fight my way inside, fighting against the surge of students trying to escape. A lot of them urge me to turn back. Trust me, I'd love to do that, I really would. I can't, though. I have to see if... Sometimes I worry about Mayo. She's a very sweet girl, but there are times when I find myself stepping in if someone gives her a hard time. Oh shit, Konoha! Makes me worry about her and what'll happen if I'm not there. Well, it might not mean much, but I can help look out for her if you'd like. What's so funny? Oh, nothing, it's just... I can't say I'm surprised. Honestly, Robbie, I can't help but feel you're too much of a nice person for your own good as well. Admittedly, I'd be a lot less anxious if you were looking out for her. Thank you. Oh, well, it's not a problem at all. We might not talk a lot, but I'd at least consider her a friend. I'm sure she would appreciate that. Very well, then. You promise? I promise. Alright, let's brace. I'm not going to abandon her. Not after I made that promise to Kodonoha. Not if I can help it. Eventually, I make my way to the classroom, kick the door down. I'm horrible. Whoa, shit! That is some good coding there. There's the actual fire and everything. Holy shit! Damn! Or if I were the sight in front of me. Made the animated BG Ninja coded it. Oh, some good work, both of you. So many bodies on the floor. I can barely recognize anyone. The only one I can even pinpoint is the teacher. I can't be here. No, it's just too much. I can't. I run as fast as my legs can carry me out of there. I don't want to be here now. I'm sorry. As I catch my breath, I hear someone behind me. As I turn around, I'm met with the blunt force of a metal bat to the face. Whoa, what the fuck? Really, Robbie? Did you already forget what we talked about? The fuck, Amy? Did you forget why you were here in the first place? Honestly, you can be so dense sometimes. I told you what would happen if you went against the rules of the ritual, didn't I? You seriously are a difficult man. Why are you doing this? I'm simply enforcing the will of Tarankos. You didn't follow the rules. Now you have to be punished. None has to live, Robbie. I mean, last I checked, she seemed okay to me. There's no way around it. I mean, unless the sleep pills didn't last that long and she's in that homeroom class. Anyway, cramming a few sleeping pills down her throat isn't gonna solve the problem. Is she in the class? Do you understand me? How do you know for her to live? A proper exchange has to take place. There has to be balance. Yeah. Soul for her soul. Yep, soul for her soul. Took the words right out of your mouth, huh? I don't care if you, me, her father, or any random person has to die in the process. Are we on the same page now? One life must be extinguished for another to go on. I mean, that fire seems to be taking care of it. Although, that fire seems to be going overkill. Jeez, so many people. There's no other way around it. Go back and get it right next time, would you? Just the sight of you right now is making me sick with anger. Do you think you can get away with this, Robbie? Again, the fire is making sure he doesn't. If your logic is to be followed, I'm not going to let things end this way. This is completely unforgivable and unacceptable. Tell me, do you believe in fate, Robbie? You better start believing if you already don't. Because right now you're fighting against fate itself. Just to make sure we understand each other. As I'm getting up, I see Amy reaching for something. My eyes widen as she takes out the familiar bracelets I used to start this nonsense. What? Amy, wait! Tarankos have come to bargain. Tarankos have come to bargain. You'll see. Not spoiling. Okay, then. No spoilers make sense. Can't wait to figure it out for myself. Or find out for myself. Either or is good with me. Tarankos have come to bargain. Stop that! What are you trying to pull? Shut up and bleed. She introduces my face to her bat, sending me tumbling to the ground. The hell is wrong with you? I hereby discharge you from duty. With that, she introduced my face to her bat one last time. Everything else fades away. I wake up. Wait, where am I? What's going on here? Robbie. Who's Tarankos again? I desperately look around to try and find whoever said that. Nothing. I can't see anything. It feels like I'm in some kind of empty void. There's nothing but darkness everywhere I look. Just then I feel a cold chill run down my spine. Welcome, Robbie. I have summoned you here for a purpose. Where are you? Face me already! How amusing. Who are you? I am called by many names, but I will make it simple for you. I am Tarankos. You're the one causing all this bullshit, aren't you? You are partially correct. I have done nothing of the sort. Everything that's transpired is done so by your own hand. I merely intervened once you decided to break some rules. You've got some nerve! You set my classroom on fire! You killed Mayo and a ton of innocent people! Would you have preferred if I set your home on fire and forced your mother to meet a similar fate? I mean, you did that in the original timeline of this mod! Don't you dare! I can feel my blood boiling. The son of a bitch even tries to hurt my mom. Where are you? If you even lay a finger on her, I'll beat the living crap out of you like I did the Joichiro. You exaggerate. The point is that I'm not gonna sit around here and let you get away with this. No. The point is that you are a fool. You're lucky I can't find you right now. On the contrary, in this space, I am everywhere. You see, Robbie, in this space you cannot destroy me, for I am nothing. You're full of it. I'm not scared of you. Then you are either a madman or braver than most who have encountered me. What do you want, Tarankos? I want what anyone else does, Robbie. To live a peaceful life in a perfect world full of strife and grief. Makuta reference. Ah, okay. Never heard of Makuta before. I might have to check it out for myself. Oh, really? Torturing me seems to be a pretty messed up way of living a peaceful life, wouldn't you say? Also, technically dire reference. Haven't heard of that either. I have to check both of those out. Makuta is the main bad guy from Bionicle. Ah, okay. Some Bionicle lore. What do you think? I can make this experience as hellish or blissful as you wish, Robbie. That all depends on you, however. You had one job, Robbie, and that was to follow the rules of the ritual set out for you. You couldn't even do that. Tarankos and his siblings are technically walking Bionicle references. Oh, that's interesting. What rules? Amy hardly told me anything when I started this whole thing. I can see into your soul, Robbie. You just love hearing yourself talk, don't you? What do you want about now? Tell me, Robbie, just why did you willingly accept this task to save someone you barely even know? After all, you said so yourself, right? How she apparently means nothing to you. I'm at a loss for words. To be honest, I'm not even sure why I did this in the first place. Even if Amy was controlling me for that moment, I still could have walked away any time. In that universe, there are three fundamental forces. Time, creation, and life. Tarankos, Articus, and Zaretha. Each has a legendary mask of power that is related to it. It sounds a lot. I think what I'm gathering is that Tarankos, Zaretha, and Articus are essentially inspired by the Bionicle universe and those three forces. At least the characters are. It's good to have some inspiration. Yeah, pretty much. Very interesting. Before I can say anything, a vision of Kononoa appears before me. Kono! I run towards her, but then she vanishes. She is gone. There was nothing you could do to prevent her death. Never to be, never with you, taken from you. Yet another innocent young woman is found dead, and you're presented with the opportunity to save her. Fascinating how you leapt at that chance. Curious, is it not? Emotions are truly a fickle thing. You feel guilt. You feel helplessness. You may try to hide your true feelings from those around you. You may even lie to yourself. But you cannot hide your emotions from me. Fine. So what if I still hate myself for not being able to help Kononoha? It may be too late for her, but not for this young woman. All you have to do is make a proper exchange to save her soul. One life must perish for another to go on through this process. And I'm guessing... And nothing! You see, Robbie, so long as you are bound by this spell, you belong to me. Should you betray or go against my will again, I can make your life very unpleasant. I trust you will make the correct decision in time. Because I am in a generous mood, I will give you another chance. Do not fail me again. I will not extend the same charitable attitude toward you a second time. Succeed, and her life will be spared. Are you saying I have to kill someone? But I can't. I think back to Kononoha. I think back to Natsuki. She didn't stand a chance when her father forced her to die with him. Were things seriously that bad in her life for things to end like that? Then again, were things so bad in Koto's life that she ended up... Fucking hell! Is that why Natsuki asked me that loaded question? Kononoha never told me anything, and she was someone very close to me. Natsuki, on the other hand, I think back to what Amy told me before. Well, Nat was the kind of girl who wouldn't ask for help directly, even if she did want it. So then, was Natsuki really asking me for help in her own roundabout way? Is that why? I'm sorry, Koto. I'm so sorry. I collapse, overwhelmed with guilt and sadness. It's ironic. Natsuki asked a stranger who didn't mean anything for help to her for help, and yet Kononoha never went to me despite everything we've been through together. The more I think about it, though, it sort of starts to make sense. Natsuki didn't know who to turn to, most likely because anyone close to her would have judged or looked down on her. I was the perfect person since it didn't matter what I thought. Kononoha, was that why you never told me those thoughts in your head? Shit, it's the thing. Did you figure I'd think differently about you if you told me what was going on? You confided in me about that stalker situation. I mean, I guess I'll find out more about that later on as we learn more about Koto, so... This is the first I'm hearing of it, and I guess over time we'll learn more. So long ago, but not about those thoughts about ending your life. I thought we trusted each other! We made that promise! Hey, do you think I'd be better off dead? That loaded question still rings in my mind. I'm dried out of my thoughts when I hear footsteps in the distance. Is it Tarankos? I wipe away my tears and get back up. I spot a lone figure in the distance. Not sure who they are, but I rush over to them. That's when I come face to face with her. Hey! Natsuki! Funny meeting you here, isn't it? My mind goes completely blank before I start spelling whatever pops up first in my emotionally racked brain. Please don't die, Natsuki. Please, don't end up like her. Huh. I wonder why I said whatever I did to you back then. Maybe it really was because I wanted you to help me. You're on the right track, though. I didn't want to tell anyone else, and I didn't want them knowing something so personal. Out of all the people in the world that I could have gone to, I chose you, the random guy who sits in front of me in the class. Man, how desperate was I to go with you? What are you saying? Honestly, I didn't think you'd even try to do anything, let alone care. Maybe she was right about you after all. Wait, who was right about me? You're not making any sense here. There's a pause as Natsuki sniffles to herself, trying to keep her nerve and resume talking to me. Clearly, though, she wasn't doing too much of a good job. You know what's really strange, though? I literally have no future beyond that night. I don't even get to wish Amy a happy birthday tomorrow. This has all just been some messed up loop, and I don't even know how long it's been going on for. Hell if I know. I mean, I can't even break out of it and change things. Hell, I don't even know what to do anymore. I feel like I'm just some damn wind-up doll, forced to do whatever fate tells me to do. Fate? Amy said I had to fight against fate. Amy always did say she was a strong believer in fate. I swear now she's got me believing in it too. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. By the time I realize what's going on, I'm already awake and then morning comes. It's the start of the same damn day and I don't even remember anything just to boot. I'll figure something. I'm not gonna let this happen again. Not to you or anyone. Never again! You're such an idiot, Robbie. Hey, you beautiful fool. I have to go now. We'll see each other soon. I know we will. Thank you again. Thank you for caring about me. It really means a lot. Natsuki turns away from me, looking out into the void. I reach out for her, begging for her to come back, but it's pointless. In just a few seconds, she vanishes without a trace. I fall to the ground after losing my balance. I can feel my tears returning as I angrily pound my fist into the ground. Damn it! Goodbye for now, Robbie. No, no, I have to save you. I can't let you die. I won't fail you. Not like I failed. Oh, no, how you hear me? I start crying uncontrollably as I hang my head down in shame. A soul. A soul for a soul. Make the right decision, Robbie, and her life will be spared. Whew! Emotionally intense scene there. He delivers well on that. Whew! Damn. Alright, June 3rd, once again. See how this loop goes after a little be right back break. And we're back! Let's see how this attempt goes. Whew! I wake up to find myself on the ground, my head springing up from the pavement as I'm gasping for breath. As I rub my eyes, I feel tears in them. Was I crying? That's what I remember. I saw Natsuki. I was in some kind of empty void where I also met him. I think back to what he said, as well as whatever Amy was screaming at me about as she tried to bludgeon me to death with that random mat. A soul for a soul. Do I seriously need to kill someone to make this happen? Well, I mean, if you do, I feel like you could explain it to Mayo, and then Yuri can be like, yes, that is what I've read about, and all this stuff I've read. I mean, again, this is a find out thing, because this seems to be the one where MC kills someone. I know I beat the living shit out of Joichiro, but that's just because he's an annoying little shithead and a waste of oxygen. If anything, I'd be doing the world a favor taking him out of the picture. Acting, god damn it. I don't really condone killing people. Just don't know why I'm saying that. Just, I don't know. I gulp as I get to my feet and proceed to walk into the house as I have done so many times already. I take a seat at the table, making sure I don't knock over any beer bottles. I'd rather not wake up Natsuki or his psycho killer father. I run my hands through my hair. I can't do this. I can't. What the hell am I even supposed to do here? I look up at the ceiling in frustration. Too bad the answer won't just descend from the sky like some kind of angel from above. No, that's silly talk. Then again, I'm stuck in some kind of time loop after going through a ritual for some interdimensional being who sounds like Satan. Lala, more for tea. Oh, another reference to that. I guess this one. I guess this sentence. That sentence seems specific enough for that. At this point, anything is possible. As I lower my head back down, my eyes land on the outdated phone. I'm not sure why, but I get up and walk over to it. It's probably not the best idea to make a phone call from the homeowner's phone after you just broke in, but there's something I need to know for sure. It was Amy's harebrained scheme in the first place, so what if... Even if she hasn't technically done anything yet, she'd still at least believe me if I mentioned Tarankos to her since she's so obsessed with him. I don't know her number, though. Ugh. Why would I have her number anyway? It's not like we ever spoke on a regular basis, nor would I ever want to, given how much of a psychotic chick she is. Why did I say he? I don't know, random slips of the tongue seem to happen, I don't know why. That's when I look over at the address book. She went on and on about how they're such great friends, so maybe Natsuki has a number in here? And it's worth a shot. I thumbed through the pages, and sure enough, I find what I'm looking for. Amy Shido, thank you, updated address book. Fun toning the scene. Alright, let's see the scene in question. And with that, I place a phone call to Amy from Natsuki's home phone. Talk about a convoluted way of making a phone call. It rings for a while, and I'm almost about to hang up after realizing how stupid this idea was. Then it isn't until I hear a familiar voice on the other end. Ooh! Hello? Hello to you! And your home. And your sprite work. Nice. Ooh! Oh my god, a spiderweb shirt? Yeah, I like the outfit too. Spiderweb shirt! Reference to the spiders that Amy seems to like from the poem. Love that! Like the background too. And love the split screen for the phone call. Hey Amy. Robbie, what are you doing calling me? You're not trying to come on to me in the middle of the night, are you? What the No, you pervert! Why would I ever call you unless this was important? Whatever, you beast. Ah, we're back to that, huh? You do realize how late it is, don't you? Now that I'm looking at it, why does the caller ID say this is Knott's house? Can you tell me what's going on? Because I'm calling you from Knott's house. There's a momentary silence on the other end before she speaks again. You beast! I see what you're doing. You're so obsessed with Natsuki that you broke into her house to have your way with her. Did you take your stupid pills before bed? Specifically capitalized. Interesting. Shut up and listen to me. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm actually from the future. Natsuki's gonna die tonight, and after I speak to you tomorrow, I'm going to make some kind of bargain with Tarankos. Natsuki's gonna die? Are you telling me the truth? Do you think I would have broken into Natsuki's house just to fail saving her 3 times already? I know it sounds crazy, but I swear that I am. Like I said, you were the one who sent me back into the past and told me about Tarankos in the first place. This is like my 4th or 5th attempt at trying to save her. I even got to speak to Tarankos after you bludgeoned me to death or messing up. I did what? Yeah, and you're lucky I don't go over there to teach you some manners. Gosh, Robbie, I didn't realize you liked to be so rough. This is not the time for you to be some kind of psycho pervert, you freak. Natsuki's dad is gonna wake up and kill her any moment now. Unless, of course, he decides to kill me first. Which he's already done, by the way. Kaito Sairenji. I knew there was something wrong with that man. It's a shame fate decided to make dear old not be his daughter. Dear. No. Do you know how he's gonna kill her? He's gonna force her into some kind of messed up double suicide only for him to chicken out at the last minute. Look, you and Tarankos told me an exchange has to be made for this thing to work. A soul for a soul. There's another moment of silence on the other. And this is all making me feel nauseous. Amy? You bargained with Tarankos, correct? Yes, that's what I've been saying this whole time. With this ritual, there does indeed have to be an exchange. When you bargain with Tarankos to save a life, another life must be extinguished in its place. No. Don't tell me. You can't possibly mean. Yes. In order for her life to go on, someone must die as a result of your actions. No, I can't. I don't want to kill anyone. Relax, Robbie. If I die today, then that means Natsuki's life will be saved and tomorrow will come for her. What? No, wait, there has to be another way. There isn't another way. The will of Tarankos is absolute. Because you intervened by letting me know I can die a martyr for my friend and the ritual will have succeeded. Okay, look, I know I called you a psycho and a pervert, but that doesn't mean I want you to die instead. I know it's your birthday tomorrow and all, so come on. I don't want anyone to die. Can you at least tell me more about the so-called rules about this ritual? There has to be another way. There has to be. I already told you that there is no other way. Alright. I understand everything loud and clear. Are you listening to me? Stop! Whatever you're about to do, just stop everything. I'll go over there. We can talk this through. There's no point in dragging this out any longer, Robbie. Thank you for telling me the truth about Natsuki's death. With that, I could finally do something to save her. Thank you, Robbie. Listen, Goodbye. Think you were about to say something else there. Amy, no, come back. I don't want... The line goes dead. I can't believe what I've done. So then the both of them really weren't lying. I like this pose because I didn't have to show her holding a phone. Yeah, she loves him. Aww. Tragic. She has to do what Tarankos says. It's like some really fucked up game of economics. There has to be some kind of even exchange between souls, like they're just some currency in some fucked up stock market. That would be a very interesting scenario. No matter what I do, someone has to die on this day. I know Amy was never really my friend. I know I never spoke to Amy and thought she was some kind of perverted freak, but I didn't want her to die. I don't even know where she lives, damn it! Slamming the phone back down, I storm out of her house, hoping to avoid detection. Hell, even if I did know where she lived, who's to say I'd even make it into... Frick, I read that wrong. Who's to say I'd even make it there in time to stop her? I knew where Konodoa lived, and I obviously couldn't help her. I'd just be wasting my time. I try to run, but my legs feel very weak. I drop to my knees. My hands are very shaky as I hold them out in front of me. I can feel my heart racing and my lungs working overtime as I try to calm myself down. I try to get up only to tumble back down again. What kind of fucked up ritual is this? What was it that Yuri said again? Wait, Yuri! I prop myself up against the wall, trying my best to calm down. Yuri said she would still be working on trying to find an answer to this mess despite the time loop resetting everything. Maybe I should check on her. Once I feel that I'm able to stand on my feet, I head over to Yuri's house. I more or less remember the way, considering hers and Natsuki's houses are in the same area. There we go. I walk up to the door and pound on it only to stop myself after thinking back to what happened the last time I saw her and Mayo. The police. What did they... I'm caught off guard when the door opens. Robbie, what are you doing here? First, let me check something. Do you remember what I said about Amy? Oh, yes, of course I do, Robbie. Okay, just checking to see if that magic metal ring or whatever actually works or not. Yes, I can assure you that I wasn't making it up. At this point, I wish you and Amy were making this whole thing up. Why? What happened? Come inside and tell me. She ushered me inside and I took my place on the couch. I met him, Yuri. Who? I met Tarankos. When I tried to bend the rules, he burned down the school and Maya was... Maya wasn't in the classroom when that happened. What? Yes. I'm aware about the fire. Maya told me so herself since I've secluded myself to the house this whole time. Apparently she needed to go to the bathroom and there was a loud explosion. When she went out to see what happened, that's when she saw your homeroom class was set ablaze. Oh, fuck. She fled along with the other students, trying to get away. She's alive? My voice cracks as I bury my face in my hands. I feel tears of relief straining down at my face. She was alive in that time loop, too. Yes, she only just narrowly escaped with her life in the nick of time. Oh, thank God. Going back to what you said before, though, you met Tarankos? Yeah. I tried to regain my composure as I looked Yuri in the eyes. I saw the fire. I saw the classroom. I saw the bodies. So I ran out of there. That's when I ran into Amy, and that psychotic bitch beat me to death with a bat. My goodness. She's even more deranged than I thought. That's not all. Before the loop reset itself, I was in the middle of nowhere with darkness all around me. That's when I heard his voice. He told me he killed Mayo, and that's when it hit me. That son of a bitch told me he killed Mayo. Then he told me if I didn't do what he wanted, he'd burn my house down with my mom in it. Tarankos is known to say whatever he must in order to get what he wants. What he wants. Apparently all he wants is to live in a perfect world, but I don't see how this is gonna accomplish that. I wish I knew. I've never met him or heard his voice, but my grandmother, aunt, and mother have known him all their lives. That goes for me as well as cousin Konoha. He said that I belong to him. He said that I have to do what he wants. He also told me that to fulfill the ritual, I had to make an exchange. Amy was shouting about an exchange too, and she was going psycho on me. Oh dear. I could have sworn I read something like that in one of these books, but I was hoping I was wrong. What did it say? Well, sadly, some pages were torn out of the book, but it mentioned something about a curse you place on someone with a wish in their heart. It's oddly similar to another ritual disguised as a game mentioned in the book, but that one is nothing but lies and deception. They're only meant to appease Tarankos and Zaretha with their twisted desires. So he's even more fucked up than I already thought he was. Reference to Twisted World. Again, never heard of that either. Quite a bit of... Wait. Thank God I don't have to write that. Wait, Twisted... What is it? Oh, yeah. Memory, come on. Yeah, frick. I'm gonna be so damn miserable for 2 months. Well, at least that mod is, like, dead and buried. Essentially. So, you know, there's that. And if you were miserable... And again, if you were, like, miserable writing it, then it's probably better that it hasn't seen the light of day. Yeah. And, oh, the whole idea was stupid. Cementing my opinion that it's better that mod didn't see the light of day. And yet, there's a kind of part of me, whenever I hear about these mods that are, like, cancelled, that kind of wants to see them, just to see what it was like originally. How it was like, how it would be coded, edited, what it look like, what the story would be. Just to see what it would be like if it fully came to fruition. Guess that'd be like curiosity. First, he wanted to have the girls go into the Twisted World to save the girls' souls, despite having never met them and thus having no reason to care. Okay. But the MC. Oh, the MC. There we go. Took me a little bit to get it. Sorry. lack of a better way to put it precisely. A soul for a soul, is that what you're referring to? Yeah, they both said the same thing. So I'm guessing the idea changed as time went on. In order for someone to survive, another person must die. I couldn't do it, Yuri. I know I almost beat the shit out of Joichiro, but that was on accident. I didn't want to go out and intentionally kill someone for no reason. He changed it into a MC no Seiroi, which isn't how it is in the actual like mod context here. And the same basic idea. All that out of the way. That's kind of weird. Like, I mean, the whole point of like build up and payoff is that the payoff is that it's like that moment where all like the terms of build up. I kind of think of build up as laying out puzzle pieces. As things build up, there's a puzzle piece, which is more information, and then the puzzle pieces keep building up, and then the payoff is that wondrous, satisfactory moment when all those puzzle pieces get put together so you can see the bigger picture. And you can have that wow moment of, holy shit, this is great, when everything comes together! Instant gratification and no build-up. Yeah. I prefer how it is now, with the build-up to Zarita, like, happening in terms of, like building up Zarita. We get a name, we get little bits, we get bits and pieces, and then it'll all come together. That's the way I like storytelling. Like overarching storytelling like this. And oof. You were holding him back? It kind of feels like the other way around. Like, yeah, exactly. It forced you to write the friggin' endings to Shattered Time and Captive Heart that you didn't want to write. The interaction between MC and Monica, the weird as hell 5th ending of Shattered Time's original mod, which is probably not in here. I don't know, I'll have to find out. No, wait, no, you hated that ending. It's probably not in here. But in terms of that whole, oh Lord, you're holding me back bullshit, did he ever make a mod himself? To that ending. Funny that. Yeah. He tried to make Twister World on his own, and guess what? I haven't seen anything. He gave up on it after 5 months. Huh. Funny that. It never came out. You were my 3rd most watched channel. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's also some, like, cool trivia in the chat logs, which is gonna go into the... Yeah. Some interesting development history there. Oh, that is so ironic! You were supposedly holding him back when... Without you, we couldn't even really make the mod that you were apparently holding him back from making. That is some wondrous karmic irony right there. It's like... Okay, that is a... I should put it out now. That is a weird as hell time to be all like, I don't know, guys. care that it's not November. I'm like 90% done. I feel like if you were to raise concerns, it should be like early on in the project. Like, well, at the very least, with the Akane's birthday mod, that has the happy ending of that mod coming out. And so, yeah, there's that. I just... I'm trembling again, and my voice starts cracking as I feel tears in my eyes again. I'm surprised when Yuri sits beside me and puts her arms around me. I know, Robbie. You're a good person. Time just hasn't been very kind to you. So, again, like I said, this just... irony. Irony at its finest. Alright, so I got some pretty interesting development history. I'm guessing Twisted World was the original mod that was meant to end the Perfect World Anthology before that rightfully got scrapped and replaced with Modern Crusaders. Oh, or not. Okay, guess what's wrong. So I wonder, huh. It's gonna be this, like, the 6th mod where we met Zaretha for the first time. Oh, okay. And Forlorn Heart became the 6th mod instead. Alrighty then. What happened? Indeed, we would have influenced her role in Modern Crusaders. You just had to experience a lot of terrible things and face many hardships. You've had a difficult life, but even still, you're every bit of the gentle soul Kodono used to make you out to be. To get Whoa, what the to get mutated into this horrible monster thing. I mean, we haven't even really seen Zaretha's design yet. Although I feel like if there was the mutation, we'd probably see that in, like, the original design without the... Honestly, my opinion on the mutation thing is that, like, under very specific circumstances and, like... Alright, yep, there. It's like there's certain mod concepts that could... You work, but... Anyways, there we go. How I'm planning she has. Alright, got it! There we go. A little bit more nuggets of lore there. It's pretty cool. If only she could be here right now. She almost always knew what to say in times like these. I miss her. I know. I miss her too. I wanted me to take it all away from her and ruin her character. Well, at least now you're back in full... At least now you're in, like, full control of the, like, anthology and the planning for that. So yeah, we're gonna get to experience the Perfect World Anthology under your story terms. I'm like, yeah, there we go. And now you got Psychono. speaking of, I'm wondering if they, like help in the development. Like, aside from, like, coding, like, you know, providing, like, ideas and stuff, like, I think it was, yeah, I think you mentioned at some point. Captain Hart, he's provided a ton of ideas. Yay! Amor prohibido. Prohibido, okay. I think that's a translation of prohibited. Love prohibited. I'll tell it so it closer to what I originally want it to be better. I wonder what, like, wonder how progress is going on with that mod. And why did she... Oh, there we go, Flash. And the Queen of Teano music, Selena. I guess you listen into Selena alongside Cascada at points. Or, like, sometimes you listen to Cascada, sometimes you listen to Selena. You know, like, I guess depending on the mood, I don't know. She died in 1995 after a crazed fan killed her, so probably before your time. Yeah, I was born in the 2000s, so definitely before my time. Oh, that's tragic. It's always tragic when a life is taken away at that young of an age. That's when I hear Yuri trying to stifle her sobs but failing miserably. She had such a promising career ahead of her. Yeah, it's like you have your whole life ahead of you, only to have it taken away like that. I wish I knew, Robbie. I had no idea things were that bad enough for her to do that. Do you know how she was, though? As much of a wonderful person she was stubborn at times. Had a career and a fiancé. In fact, I feel as though she wouldn't ask for help directly, even if she needed it. Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. It seems Natsuki wasn't the only one too sweet for her own good then, or however Amy put it. Natsuki? Yuri pulls away from me, having calmed down a little bit from before. Now that I think about it, I can see some similarities between the both of them. I suppose it's no wonder they got along so well. Wait, they knew each other? Not the point of being best friends, but I did see Konano talking to her on occasion back then. I never really thought much of it at the time, but from what I do know about Natsuki, I think it all makes some sense now. I wipe away the last of my tears as I sit back up on the couch. Back on topic, though. So you're aware of the soul for a soul exchange. What did you make of that exactly? I mean in the sense of whose life was it that needed to be extinguished? Well, I kind of figured that since her father is the one that kills her, he was the one that needed to die. That is a logical conclusion, although something doesn't feel right. I feel as though I'm missing something here, and those torn pages had to have been the key. Does that mean, like I said, I couldn't do it in the end? So the old bastard is alive and well, as much as I hate to admit it. I don't know who's more crazy between him and Amy. Oh, damn it, Amy. What about Amy? Did she do something? Yes. I know this is gonna sound like some bad Florida man joke, but when I broke into Natsuki's house, I called Amy. Huh? I didn't know what else to do, okay? You do some stupid shit when you're under pressure, you know? My apologies. Please continue. Anyway, I fessed up to her that was from the future, and I knew about the ritual. I even told her about how I met Tarankos and the whole soul for a soul thing. How did she respond? That's the messed up part. She was silent for a moment before asking me to repeat myself, and she straight up tells me she's gonna die as a martyr to save Natsuki's life. Yuri's eyes widen in shock, and she falls back on the couch a little. I tried telling her to stop, but she wouldn't listen to me. No, Robbie, you're not the one at fault here. Remember, there's a good chance she's a descendant of the Dark Interlopers as I am. Unlike me, however, her ancestors are most likely among those who remain completely loyal to Tarankos. Those who would be willing to do anything to satisfy him. I didn't think she would be that delusional as to take her own life. Well, apparently she is. She hung up on me after that, and I stormed out of the house. I don't have a clue where she lives, so I couldn't even try to stop her. Even if you did, Robbie, I have the feeling she still wouldn't listen to reason. I'm honestly at a loss for words right now, but not because I'm feeling a sense of grief or sadness over her death. If anything, I'm utterly stunned she would even go to such lengths as to please Tarankos. That's what the Dark Interlopers are all about, then. Utterly disgusting. There's no use crying over her now, Robbie. My suspicions proved to be correct in believing Amy was a lost cause. There was nothing else you could have done. After all, didn't you say that before this she killed you? Yeah, and I still haven't forgiven her for that. That doesn't mean I wanted her to die, though. I know. I'm not blaming you. All I'm saying is that no matter what you did, Amy would have done anything if it meant carrying out the will of Tarankos. Even if it was something awful or criminally wrong, she wouldn't have cared. If anything, she most likely saw herself as some sort of divine agent of his. Tarankos isn't some kind of god, though, is he? Honestly, I'm not even sure. Details on where he came from and his origins are very unclear outside of what details he did share with his followers. As such, they all blindly worshipped him as a god given his otherworldly powers and knowledge of the universe. I guess that makes sense. Damn, hearing that voice of his it felt so chilling and sinister. The whole time he was giving off some murderous vibes. That doesn't surprise me at all. Well, for the time being, there isn't much we can do aside from trying to play things by ear for tomorrow. So, does that mean you're coming back to school? Yes. I'm still not convinced the conditions for the curse have been satisfied, if there even are any set conditions. I want to continue monitoring things as best as I can, so make sure you're at school tomorrow as well. Alright? I get off the couch and Yuri walks me over to the door. Oh, by the way, yes? What happened with the cops at the door? Oh, that. Yes, I'm surprised you remembered that, considering you were practically out cold by then. Well, by the time I was about to open the door, I didn't even have to talk to any of the police officers there because the world just collapsed and fell into darkness. I'm not even sure how best to describe it. The next thing I knew, I found myself back here in my living room, cleaning up just as I was doing the previous night. I looked at the clock in my calendar, and sure enough, time had rewound itself. I got a call from Mayo as well, since she seemed so confused and shaken about the experience. So lucky for all of us, we didn't have to deal with the mini police. I'd like to hope we won't have to in the future. Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. I told you it was an accident. I know it was, Robbie. I just hope that you think your actions through a little better. I'm trying. What? I don't know what's most stubborn between you or Kononoha. Good night, Yuri. Good night, Robbie. With that, I make my way back home and sneak inside. Mom is already asleep, as per usual. Thankfully, she's safe and that sociopath Tarankos hadn't done anything to her. As I get into bed, I try to best to relax, but I can't. I don't think I'm gonna get much sleep tonight with how much is on my mind right now. Although I didn't do it myself, I feel like I have Amy's blood on my hands. Not to mention, I wasn't sure if I was seriously gonna kill that old bastard Kaido or not. No. Just a stray thought, you could, like, if you feel like there's too much on your mind, you could get a sleeping pill and take, like, one of those to help you sleep. Then again, it's probably not the best idea to just take sleeping pills that you just grab from someone's house, so, yeah, no, never mind. I don't know what'll be awaiting me at school in the morning this time around, or if Amy's sacrifice will satisfy the conditions for this curse. There are so many things I don't know, and it's all driving me insane. What did I do to deserve getting mixed in with this shit? That's when I remembered Yuri's words. You're a good person. Time just hasn't been very kind to you. You've just had to experience a lot of terrible things out of results. You've had a difficult life, but even still, you're every bit of a sweet, gentle soul as Kononoha used to make you out to be. Seems like no matter what I do, it feels like I just got the bad end of some messed up deal somewhere. I never wanted any of this, of course. I never wanted anything to happen to Kononoha either. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Eventually, I start to doze off. I guess my mind could only keep running for so long before getting exhausted from overthinking so much after all. Alright, into June 4th we go. Or a flashback. Okay. Oh, Robbie, there you are. Are you daydreaming again? Honestly, what am I gonna do with you? Huh? Oh, Kono. How long were you standing there for? Long enough, I suppose. A lot of the other students left for their clubs already while the rest have gone home. What is it that has you in such an induced stupor anyway? Nothing important. So long as it's nothing naughty, I suppose. Well, hey, what if there'll be like a perfect world anthology mod like focused exclusively on Konoha? Like Niners was the closest we got to that, and Tainted Love doesn't really count anymore, so. Maybe someday. Yeah, maybe. Be pretty interesting. Come on, Robbie. You know I'm only messing with you. If you have to know that badly, I was just thinking about what to say to someone, that's all. For now, ignoring Night Nurse, this is the closest you're getting to that. Alrighty then. Konoha Higurashi. I can't even tell you how or even why we ended up being friends, but here we are. We met back in the middle of junior high by sheer chance. I always thought Konoha was too popular to ever want to have anything to do with some schlub like me. And yet we bonded after getting paired up together for some silly science project. Things kind of went on from there and we remained good friends in high school. I wasn't lying when I told her I was thinking of what to say to somebody, but I'm not going to tell her that she's the one I want to tell this to. Especially just considering just how embarrassing this is. She gets closer to me, her lilac fragrance making itself known. Is that so? Just who is this person? Do I know them? Probably. Yeah, you do. You see her every day in a mirror. And just what is it that you're gonna tell them? I already said it wasn't anything important. The look on your face says otherwise. Hell, if I'm gonna straight up tell you to your face, hey Kono, I like you, wanna be my girlfriend, like out of some silly visual novel that we're totally not in. Cause this is real life. Earlier this year I started feeling different around her. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but I realized it was because I had strong feelings for her. Why do feelings have to be so complicated? Why don't they just give you an instruction manual for this kind of stuff? I don't want to ask her out and sound like a damn idiot. What are you doing here anyway? I just wanted to see if you wanted to stop by after school, that's all. Since I have some free time to myself, I figured I'd bake some of those cookies we like so much. Cookies? Looks like I said the magic word there. Grumpy Kodo. Well, you drive a hard bargain, but alright. Very well. Shall we be off? I give her a nod as I pack up my things. As I do so, I notice that she's looking off into the distance, seemingly lost in thought. I approach her and wave my hand in front of her. Kodo? Hey, or to Konoha? Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I guess I was just drifting off for a moment there, that's all. And I'm the one getting flack for daydreaming and staring off into space? Okay, fine, let's just call it even then. For real though, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing important. Kodo, come on. We both know you're a terrible liar. I might have been born at night, but not last night. We've known each other for a while now, so I think I can pick up on these things enough. Fine. Do you remember last week when I told you about the love letters I found in my locker? Ah, we're getting answers to that whole stalker situation. Crazed fan. Wait, is the whole love letters thing a reference to that whole crazed fan and Selena situation, or am I just overthinking things? Okay, so I was. Just kind of. That old crazed fan. Crazed fans are usually like kind of like stalkers, kind of. It's like that. I don't know. Oh right, your so-called secret admirer. They won't take a hint. Willing to bet that secret admirer is Joichiro. But that's something I'll probably find out later. I just thought so many people were hot for Kodo. Thought it'd be funny to kind of poke fun at it a little. Okay. I thought you were just gonna toss those stupid things out and quit thinking about it. Yes, I know, that's what we said, but lately I've been getting these rather strange text messages out of the blue. A lot of the language and mannerisms seem very similar to those letters. Oh, great. Got your phone number. What, does your father know? He's the friggin' chief of police for crying out loud, so he should be able to do something. You can imagine being here and seeing so many guys are obsessed with you that you've never met on the internet. Yeah, that'd be an interesting experience for sure. Although that'd be an understatement. Probably just feel really uncomfortable. Well, I don't want him to worry about something as trivial as this. I mean, he already has his hands full with that night nurse case for one thing. Hey, night nurse! That's just the tip of the iceberg. Wait, I gotta mention. And then the night nurse theme, like, appeared again. Oh. But he's your father. Any good dad should know about this kind of stuff. Any good dad should actually give a damn about this kid. Oh, Robbie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. No, there's nothing to be sorry for. You get what I'm saying, though, right? I know you're right. I really do. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. I haven't even told Maya about this because I don't want to frighten her. I'm kind of guessing that the whole thing with these two and their feelings is a kind of similar situation to MC and Akane in Forlorn Hearts, where they kind of both have feelings for each other, but they aren't really confessing. Oh, hey! It's Kennedy Hunter TV. I've never seen you before. This is a mod called Shattered Time Rewind. Essentially, the MC's like stuck in a time loop, and I'm doing fine, thank you. Anyways, the MC's like stuck in a time loop, trying to save Natsuki because he's bound to this guy named Tronkos. Now, for lore details, he's like the sibling of of two other deities named Arnicus and Zaretha. There's a whole bunch of lore about that. There's a whole anthology about that that's really good. I highly recommend you play that if you have the time. But anyway, in terms of this specific mod, there's MC trapped in a time loop. Yurei and Mayo have like artifacts, magic like metal stuff, to stay aware that time is looping so they can help out. Essentially the whole thing is like soul for a soul type thing in terms of like, well, Natsuki's like, if you save Natsuki, you gotta do this. And yeah, you gotta listen. This anthology is really underrated, honestly. Like, hey, like seriously, it's so good. I highly recommend playing it. Just there's like these build-up things where it's like things are gonna make sense, and there'll be like these eureka moments where it's like, oh, of course, and it's all gonna make sense, and it's that feeling is so good. I highly recommend you play these. God, I just went on a whole thing. Anyways, just, yeah, I really like this anthology series and everything that it's building up to. Again, I can't wait to see it all pay off. But for now, let's focus on the rewind. Oh, this is Kodonoha. This is a friend of MC's who died, by the way. Like, she died, so... You're not being a burden on anyone, Kodo. Oh, really? Then how do you explain my father becoming so hard on me lately? How do you explain him lashing out at me for asking him for silly little favors? Do you know, Robbie? Because if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them right now. I take a few steps back from her. I've never seen her this upset before. She's also never yelled at me like that before. I'm left speechless. After seeing the look on my face, hers turns to a look of horror before tears well up in her eyes. I'm so sorry, Robbie. I didn't mean to lash out at you. I'm no better than he is for taking out my frustrations on you. I know you're just trying to help, but... Her voice cracks as she breaks down into stifled sobs. I cautiously approach her before setting a hand on her shoulder. Kodonoha. She looks up at me with glossy eyes soaked with tears. I'm shocked even further when she practically falls into me. Thrown off balance, we end up against the wall before sliding down to the floor. I know. Ooh, a CG! It's pretty cool. Looks good. It's okay. If yelling at me makes me feel better, then just do it, okay? Oh. Oh, God. No! Why would I do something like that? You don't deserve to be treated like that. And you don't deserve to feel like you're a burden on anyone. I still think you should just tell your dad if you're not gonna do that. Also, from my book, it needed to be resized because the original was tiny. I mean, I guess by tiny you mean like zoom out. which, yeah, they are the focus here, so it does make sense to zoom them in. I'll always be here for you, Koda. I promise. If you ever need me, I'll do my best to be there for you. After all, no, the picture was the picture was literally smaller than, wow, it was? Like, okay, so like, I guess the picture that you found either on the internet or within the mod itself, no, probably on the internet. Yes, hence why we had to resize it to be bigger. You'll always, oh frick, this line! You'll always be my dearest friend! Damn it, that line makes a return! Included in Kono's asset folder. Oh, that's good. It's like there and readily available for use. Yeah, that's a base game reference. Most of this stuff has been. I was this close to confessing to her, but now's not the time. I mean, not when she's emotionally vulnerable like this. Even then, I kind of doubt she'd ever want a love confession from me, ever. She seems to calm down a little bit. Are you feeling a little better? Well, just a little bit. We get up from the floor and Kononoha wipes away her tears. I mean it, though. I want to always be there for you, Kono. Whenever you need me, I promise I'll be there for you and do whatever I can. What? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking to myself. Really? Are we gonna do this again? I guess we're right back to where we started, aren't we? We share a laugh as she makes her way to the door. Oh no, don't think you're gonna get away from me that easily. And she sped after her into the hallway. Hey, listen. What is it? I'm caught off guard as she wraps her arms around me. I'm a little hesitant to return the favor, but I end up doing so after recovering from the surprise hug. As she pulls away and I let go of her, she surprises me yet again with a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, Robbie. I needed to hear that. I'll keep you in mind the next time something happens. Did you promise? I promise. Just say the word and I'll knock that stalker's teeth out. Oh, Robbie, why do you always joke around about using violence? I swear, I worry about you becoming some kind of delinquent sometimes. You know I'm just joking around. I mean, you were at the time. And we all know how that ended. I'm serious, though. I want to look out for you. Sometimes I wonder what I did to deserve somebody like you in my life. Well, enough of that. Let's be off so I can start on those cookies. I give her a smile as we go on our way. Kono's death seriously changed him. Yeah, it did. Could definitely see that from all the rest of the mod. I wonder if Kononoha's like stalker will ever be like. This flashback shows the person he was before he lost her. Yeah, and it does a pretty good job of doing that too. Anyways, I wonder if the like stalker will ever really be identified within the mod. I mean, probably. The very last time. But I know that would be the last time I got to see her. The very last time. Keep me in mind, right? Well. The last time I saw her alive. The last time we spoke to each other. Tell me, Koto, I kept my end of our promise, why didn't you keep yours? I said I'd be willing to help you however I could. I told you I wanted to be there for you. I loved you, Koto. Why did you do this? Why? Alright, now it's June 4th. And a good time for a little be right back break. And we're back. Let's see how this day goes. It's morning now. Time for school. Time to relive the same June 4th that I've been reliving for however long it's been. One difference will be there won't be any Amy around to be all creepy and perverted around me. What's really gonna seal the deal on this whole thing is if Natsuki manages to survive or not. Well, my memories of the original Shattered Time, what's gonna seal the deal is how Natsuki's feeling that day. If you, like, tell her the news. I'm still not feeling great about what ended up happening, but if she manages to live another day, then it'll be worth it, right? If her life could continue on, everything I've done won't be for nothing, right? I mean, let's find out. Well, here we are. I wonder if I'm gonna have Joichiro greet me in his usual fashion today. I'm stopped in my tracks by a somewhat familiar tap on my shoulder. I turn around and I catch a glimpse of bright orange. Robbie? How you holding up? Gah! She lets out a small yelp as I throw my arms around her. I never thought I'd be so glad to see her again. Robbie? What are you doing? People are staring at us. Let them look. I was so worried about you. I'm fine, though. Yuri told you everything, right? I let her go and take a few steps back. Wow, Robbie, I never knew you could be so affectionate. Yeah, Yuri told me everything. Mayo being cute. Yeah? Mayo being, like, alive. And, oh, shit, I just saw that. Huh. Interesting. Guess we'll see what happens with that, then. Put that information in the back of the head to be used for later. Probably is. How'd you know? Did she call you or something last night? Yeah. She was really concerned about you. She told me about Amy. She also told me that you met you-know-who after the fire broke out. That's kind of why I decided to come to school just a little bit later, actually. I was lucky I got out of there when I did. No kidding. Here, I thought that bastard really killed you, but it turned out to be a bold-faced lie. I'm fine, though, Robbie. You don't need to worry about me, okay? It's gonna take a lot more to get rid of me like that. Alright. Well then, tell me, have you seen any police looking for me or anything today? No, oh, I just noticed the squelched expression. That's pretty cool. No, why? Should they be? I simply smiled back at her. No, I guess they shouldn't be. With that, I make my way to my locker. Thanks to that little hold-up, courtesy of Mayo, it seems I don't have to see Joichiro's stupid face right now. Yeah, it won't be... Like, also, yeah, that's pretty good. That way he doesn't really rile you up. I feel much better after seeing her again. She's safe. I feel so glad that I decided to have a bit of fun with that little experiment I never got to try. I walk into a familiar classroom. That's when I spot her. Hey, Aiko, you remember me? Unsurprisingly, she's looking at me a bit confused. Time to see if I can use my little knowledge of the future to my benefit. I used to sit behind you in Mr. Oikawa's class back in junior high. It seems like I've run a few bells for her. Okay, let's go in for the kill. I bet you and your friends still have that thing for him. Bingo. Her face lights up, albeit still a little confused. Oh, hey there. How you? How have you been doing? Can't complain. Well, it was nice seeing you. Huh? Hey, wait. Didn't you want to talk more? Were you trying to ask me out? If you are, you're doing a really bad job at it. I turn on my heel and walk out of that class. I know it won't do me any good now, but nice to know I can use seemingly useless information like that to my benefit. I probably could have asked her out, but after she told me her name, I remembered something. Aiko has a reputation for being kinda dim and dating like 10 guys at the same time. Oh shit. Damn. She might be cute and all, but yeah, no thanks. I guess it's like... relationship. Like, oh, you're in a relationship. It doesn't last long. It's part of a larger scene, which is a part of a small subplot that was abandoned. Oh, okay. And from that little exchange we had, she also sounds like a chipmunk whenever she gets excited. Oh shit, damn. Huh. This sequence was kept in just because I thought it'd be funny. I mean, I guess the side plot would have revolved around Aiko, and I guess MC and hers interactions throughout the loops. Last class for the day. It's a free period. School was relatively boring today, especially since I was coasting on autopilot and most of the time. Kind of? Okay. I had lunch with Mayo and Yuri earlier today. I noticed they were both still wearing those rings from before, but I didn't really question it. Maybe they just like wearing them? I mean, maybe it's like a... You never know. Then again, it would have bloated the story with unnecessary stuff. Okay. I'm not sure, but whatever works for them. I mean, maybe it's like a just in case. Like, we're not sure. We gotta wear the rings just in case. What's strange, though, is the fact I haven't seen Natsuki at all today. God, I hope I didn't screw this up. The teacher approaches the front of the class. He had an announcement to make. I looked behind me to be met with an empty desk. What the fuck? She's not there? Where is she? Why is she still... I'm startled by the sudden opening of a door. Sorry I'm late. My head darts to the back of the... Oh, it worked! There, standing in the doorway, is Natsuki Sarenji, alive and well. Could you imagine if, like, the teacher still made that announcement? Like, everybody, Natsuki's dead. And then she, like, shows him. It's like, what the fuck did you just say about me? I don't know, just a morbid thought. The teacher gave her a stern glare as she takes her place near me. Despite some snickering from the rest of our classmates, Natsuki pays them no mind as the teacher clears his throat and asks for silence. Once everyone is quiet, his tone became very somber. No doubt he's got a certain announcement to make. I take a quick glance behind me, noticing the sad look on Natsuki's face. I have a feeling what he's gonna say, but I sit through it. Sometime between last night and this morning, Amy Shido was found dead in her home. The teacher wouldn't say the cause of her death, even noting how the authorities were still determining what went on. Knowing how they work, I knew it'd be hopeless, especially since I already knew exactly what went on. After that, he told us to use the free period however we saw fit, and everyone went off to do their own thing. I looked down at my hands and thought back to last night. This whole thing seems so surreal. I'm not even sure how to... Hey! I look up and my vision is met with a lot. Oh, title screen music! A lot of pastel pink. Still couldn't believe what I was seeing. Natsuki really didn't die that night. She was saved. Amy's sacrifice really did the trick. Hey? Look, I know yesterday was kind of weird between us, alright? I didn't even know why I asked you that stupid question. It's like you were just the first random person I saw, and I felt like I had to just say something. I didn't care who I said it to. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, kind of. I know the real reason why, but I'm not gonna force her to say anything she's not comfortable saying. What matters now is that she's alive and well, after all. Now what? I'm not sure what to do next. Well, I'm a stranger, that probably doesn't matter to her. She did just lose someone important to her. Everyone seems wrapped up in their own little things to her and offers some amount of sympathy to her. As much as I hate thinking about it, I can't help but think about some words my old man said to me once after my grandmother died. No matter what goes on in your life, no matter what happens to you or anyone else, the world will go on, with or without you. And again, you're not getting the... And like I said before, Dad doesn't really get that. While that's technically true, what really matters is the smaller picture. You know, the person's family and friends. How they're dealing with everything and how they will continue to deal with it for the rest of time. For the rest of their life. And also, how they feel. That's what matters. I hate to admit it, but it looks like these guys are the living example of his words. I hate it when he's right. I'm probably the last person to do this, but I feel like I have to at least do something for her. So, how you doing? Huh? You and Amy were friends, right? Her eyes dart down to the floor and her expression becomes wrought with melancholy. Sorry about that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just being an idiot, so just ignore me. I don't get it. It just came out of nowhere. All on the day before her birthday, too. She seemed completely okay yesterday, and there wasn't anything bad going on in her life. At least nothing I knew about. She was even excited about her birthday plans and all, so why? I see. This is all starting to feel kind of familiar now. The only difference here is that a year ago, I was where Natsuki was, just pouring my heart out to Mayo. Seems like Natsuki catches me drifting off into my own thoughts. Oh, that's right, Kononoha. Did you know her? Well, kind of. I know the both of you were pretty good friends from the way she would talk about you sometimes. That's when I remembered Natsuki's diary. She talked about Kononoha a little bit. She said she felt like the sister that she never had, right? Yuri also said they knew each other well enough. I should probably tread carefully with this information. Like, yeah, not overtly saying this, because, like, how do you know that? Unlike Aiko, I don't think Natsuki has the IQ of a peanut, and she'll know something's up if I'm not careful. Yeah, something like that. What did she say about me? Not much, really. Just that you were a guy she met back at junior high, and how the both of you became unlikely friends. She also told me you were socially inept at times. Hey! Her words, not mine. Yeah, that does sound like something she would say about me. Still, though, the fact she'd go around saying this to just about anyone. Hey, well, I wasn't just anyone to her, you know? Huh. Seems like you more than just kind of knew her then. Alright, you got me, okay? It gets difficult talking about her sometimes. And now with what happened to Amy. Okay, I didn't mean to be an ass to you. It gets difficult for me too, just thinking about her. That's why I thought I'd ask to see how you were feeling about Amy. Well, looks like she was right about you being the sentimental type. Saw the split-second expression on her face. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm still just trying to process the whole thing. I haven't even felt like crying or anything about it at all. That doesn't make me a bad friend or anything, does it? No, not at all. I was kind of the same way when my grandmother died way back in the day. It honestly didn't hit me until a few days after her funeral. Yeah, grief works in different ways. Sometimes it's instant, sometimes it's takes longer to get into effect. Let me tell you, when it hit me, it felt like a goddamn truck of emotions. I was the same way about my own grandmother. So this essentially comes from personal experience. Okay? Everybody's different with how they handle things. Huh. I guess I hadn't thought of it that way. Pretty much. A lot of personal experience seems to go into your mods, which makes them hit like closer to like home in terms of like, it makes them more relatable. I mean, you can never really go wrong with relatability. From my heart and soul into whatever I make, which is pretty evident with all of your mods, honestly. And again, it's also that passion that just makes me so excited about what's coming next. Whatever mods are next, Modern Crusaders, how it's all gonna wrap up, and just like having a lot of passion in it is like a fundamental part of mod making, or just writing stories in general, you know? I guess that's why I like Twisted. Again, that's probably another reason why Twisted World is better off never seeing the light of day. From the way you described the whole experience, it didn't really feel like there was a lot of, like, passion, I don't know, just a lot of stuff happening, and it didn't really feel like something you wanted to make, which would... Yeah, exactly. So, therefore, the overall quality of the product probably would have suffered because of that, so... Yeah. And yeah, there's that whole thing. Just, people can be so senseless at times. Not really, I mean, just heartless, I guess. Trying to make this story work, but finding no point to it. Which, yeah, and then Rocket Man also gave up on it 5 months later, so I guess that whole project was just kind of doomed to begin with. Well, thanks for the talk, Robbie. And sorry for dragging you into my little mess with that random question. Huh? What do you mean? Well, yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, I know it was kind of random of me to do. I haven't felt your whole world break apart. Yeah, empathy. Empathy. Just... trying to put my finger on the word. It's like how people can just lack empathy, you know? It's kind of amazing, yet sad. I think amazing is one of those, like... No, amazing is like a positive word, so that's not the good word to use. Just... kind of like... Yeah. I pity him, honestly. Just... Sounds like there's not a whole lot of empathy there. Because I know... Yeah. Yeah. The harassment stuff. Like, I would... Like... Oh, that's different. Like, if you... You know, like, if you name the name, I'd watch it, and I'd just get so infuriated by it. Like... Just so infuriated. That and the harassment. Like, I probably wouldn't harass the person. Then again, that'd be easier said than done from the way, like, in terms of, like... But I hope I'd find a way to just not harass the person, because that'd just be unnecessary. His fans harassing me. Oh. Yeah. That too. Yeah. Probably for the best we keep the name private. Just... That's for me, because I don't really want to be, like, infuriated by that. Like... As fans, yeah, considering all that, I feel that... Yeah, it's so weird just how rabid fans get. It's like... Tell me apart. It feels like a cult, honestly. And then those fans kind of lack empathy, too. Either that or they don't really know. I feel like half of them... I don't know. It's like... And also, yeah, well, let's hope that guy hasn't, like, streamed any of your other mods. Or, like, just doesn't stream any of them. Yeah. Good. Good, he hasn't. That's good, at the very least. Thankfully not since Captive Heart. Yeah. But I feel like you probably... I feel like that's kind of thing with his fan base. It's probably the thing that you'd kind of know about the second it's like... Maybe. I don't know, I feel like it'd be more... He's all in the... I feel like it'd be more likely for them to recommend Captive Heart AP, since that is kind of... Since there is like a remake and remade version of the original Captive Heart, so that'd be like... I can imagine the fan doing like, hey, your stream was so funny, the way you tore that mod to shreds. Hey, there's a remake out now, you know, type deal. I don't know. I feel like I'm assuming a lot. Anyways, I wasn't sure if it just made you think I was weird or scared you off or anything. For a moment there, it almost felt like she might have... No, it can't be. There's no way she'd be aware of the time loop from before. Well, it did kind of weird me out, not gonna lie, but it's not the worst thing anyone's randomly walked up to me and said. Oh, really? What's more random than someone asking you if they'd be better off dead? What started out as me just trying to give her my sympathies turned into the most random conversation I ever had. Yeah, that one time. I just thought it tempted to just say, like, follow you as backup, you know? Just... Maybe. We'll see someday. Yeah. I mean, first the Captive Heart remake has to actually, like, come out. Not now, because again, the remake isn't really out yet. First the remake has to come out, then we have to see, like, what and only from there can we see what happened next. If I'm being honest, I feel like I kind of needed this. I don't think I've felt like this in the longest time. Not since Konoha. Soon enough the bell rings and the horde of wild animals I call our classmates are rushing out the door. Damn, is it really time to go home already? Apparently so. As I sling my bag over my shoulder, I feel a tug at my sleeve. I turn to look at a somewhat nervous Natsuki. You okay there? Yeah, I just wanted to know if, would you... Looks like she's struggling to find the right words. You say I'm the socially inept one, Koto? Well, given what she's been through, I can't blame Natsuki. For her, I guess I'm willing to take the hit to my pride. Can I see her around? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Don't let it get to your head or anything, okay? Yeah, I hear you. And with that, I begin walking out the door. I stop in my tracks when I glance at the clock. The ritual! But nothing's happening. It's already around the time I performed it, right? Does that mean I did it? I did it! Time isn't looping anymore! I can actually get back to living my life again! It's starting to look like things are turning around for the both of us. Hey, Robbie? I practically stopped dead in my tracks at the sound of her voice. I turn to face her. Blushing furiously, she shoves a piece of paper in my face. Here. And what is this? You got eyes, don't you? Just don't make it weird, okay? Alright, I'm off. I don't want to keep my dad waiting. Before I can question her any further, she runs off at a brisk pace. I unfold the paper, and sure enough, it seems to be a phone number. Well then, without really even trying, it seems like I managed to get a girl's number. How about that? I logged the number into my phone and sent a quick text message. Hey, it's Robbie. Here's my number so you don't think I'm some kind of creeper. I put my phone away and make my way back home. There we go. I'm just about home when I feel a vibration from my pocket. I get out my phone to see the text notification. Got it. I guess that settles that. I put my phone away and make my way inside. Oh, this sounds like elevator music. Or at least what people think elevator music sounds like. I don't know, I've never really heard it. How did I say it from that turn? Oh, I actually liked the music. It was pretty relaxing and casual. It was boring and pointless, although I'll take boring and pointless over breaking into Natsuki's home like 50 times. I had dinner with Mom as usual and did whatever homework I had. I decided to sneak into the basement while Mom wasn't really paying attention to check on Natsuki's diary. Sure enough, it was still there just as Yuri said it would be. Should probably return that. Or not. After wanting to use it for so long. Ah, okay. I feel like the diary not being in Natsuki's home would have some consequences if it's not there. Given the conversation I had with her, I don't think there'd be any harm in trying to learn a little more about Natsuki. Unlike Aiko, though, I can't make it obvious that I know her deepest, darkest secrets. Let me see here. Is there anything else about Konoha in here? Hey, what's this all about? June 2nd, 2019. Dad, I tried making some of my special cupcakes for the both of us today in the hopes of cheering him up. A lot of my friends love them, so I figured he'd at least appreciate the thought. If he did, though, he didn't really show it outside of just mumbling something that sounded like thanks. There's not much else to do in the house, so I want to try and work on keeping things neat and tidy so this place doesn't look like hell. The only problem is when I don't feel motivated enough to want to even do anything. Seeing all the beer bottles all over the place just kills my motivation even more. The more Dad drinks, the more sad and angry he gets. Honestly, I don't know what to do anymore. I used to have plenty of interest, but none of it means anything to me now, especially since I don't have anyone to share it with. Kono was probably the only person who I felt comfortable enough sharing baking tips with, but now even baking just feels empty. I didn't even get the same kick out of reading the manga I loved anymore. Nothing matters anymore. I don't matter anymore. I don't want to do anything. Just leave me alone already. If Dad were to tell me to just die right now, I probably would. No questions asked. That's how fed up I am. It's all I can do. It's all I'm good for. Christ. I knew he had some screws loose, but this guy sounds like a nightmare. Look at the date again. This entry and the next one were written just before the day she was supposed to die. It's almost freaky thinking about it. Press onward. June 3rd, 2019. I spoke to Robbie today. I don't even know why. Of all the things I could have done and all the people I could have gone to, I went to him. Yep. How desperate am I, right? Doesn't even mean much to me or anything. He's just a guy who so happens to sit in front of me in homeroom. Maybe it's just some of the stuff Kodonoha used to say that I'm racking around in my mind or something. There's a bit more context here. It's almost been a year since she passed away and I've been thinking about her every so often. Well, whatever. I still spoke to him. I doubt he even knows I'm alive, but then again, hardly anyone in that school does aside from Amy and Mamie Yuri. And it's not like I'll ask him for his life story or anything, but he always looks so damn miserable whenever I see him. Part of me can't help but wonder if he might understand me. I probably sound like an idiot right now, but I know for sure he doesn't look like he's enjoying life right now. Neither am I, really, but probably for different reasons. I hate to imagine anyone going through the same BS I have to deal with. I wouldn't wish that onto anyone else. Well, except maybe that one bitch named Becky, but let's not think about Becky. That's a new name. I mean, I guess we're not gonna think about her for now. Maybe she'll crop up again later. Anyway, I didn't tell him anything important since he doesn't know me and probably doesn't care about me. Becky is an inside joke. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't have anything in particular I wanted to talk to him about either. She won't. She's kind of a throwaway. Okay. It's not like I'm worried about anything at all. It's nothing. Just asked him a random question. That's all. Nothing more and nothing less. So literally right up until the night before she was supposed to die. I still can't say if I understand you a little better or not yet, Natsuki. This is just a theory, but given that Kononoha has been on the brain for the both of us, I can't help but wonder if that played a part in why she talked to me. I'm about to close the book when I turn the page and see something written. Wait, huh? That should be the end, right? This is the day she died. At least that's what I tell myself, but I'm shocked when I turn the page and see another entry. June 4th, 2019. I woke up as I usually did this morning. Dad was downstairs doing whatever. I have a feeling this entry was written... Wait, no, she was supposed to die on June 3rd. What happened? As I was scrounging up something to eat, he told me Amy's mom called me for something. She wouldn't tell him anything aside from letting me know to call her. I ended up calling and I asked her what was going on. I haven't ever really spoken to Amy's mom all that much, since she seems very secretive and kind of strange if you ask me. She spoke in this super creepy tone the whole time. After asking me how she cut to the chase and told me straight up why she called. Amy killed herself last night. Oh, wait a minute, that's a new entry. I wonder... I nearly dropped the damn phone. What? When I tried to ask her more, she didn't really say anything much. In fact, she sounded pretty damn calm for someone who just lost their only daughter. Well, she is part of the Dark Interlopers. Probably thinks, she must have sacrificed herself for our Lord and Savior Tarankos. Or whatever. Your only daughter just happened to kill herself the night before your birthday, I should add. She already didn't seem like a creepy lady in the first place. She ignored all my questions and just asked me if I told her anything. Hell no! Why would I tell my friend to do something like that? There was a long pause before she told me thank you. That's all I needed to hear. And she hangs up on me. What the actual hell? I went to school after that, but I had this whole thing weighing down on me the whole time. School's as boring as usual, but everything just felt so depressing, especially whenever I tried to look for Amy. Then I remember that she wasn't there anymore. Why did you do it, Amy? What made you want to take your own life like that? Especially since you made plans for your birthday. It just doesn't make sense. I feel a lump in my throat and I almost dropped the diary. I know what made Amy take her own life. I still wish it hadn't come to that, but I doubt Natsuki would understand why. There's still more to the diary entry. This one is surprisingly kind of long compared to the other ones, so I continued despite this awful pit in my stomach. When it was time for homeroom, I was almost late. I could have honestly cared less about school today, given the mood I was in, but I lost track of time. I didn't even feel like coming today, but Dad told me I had to. Then again, I didn't tell him why I was feeling like crap in the first place, since I didn't really care. I saw Robbie again, right in front of me as he usually was. I was a bit shocked when the teacher went up to the class and talked a little bit about Amy. He wouldn't say what happened, most likely out of respect for Amy's family or something, but I knew exactly why she wasn't here anymore. After he was done talking, he gave us a free period. Since Robbie was there with that same scowl on his face, I went up and apologized to him for being so random. Wait, what? That literally just happened, but the diary's like here, so how does that work? Like, okay, the diary's here in MC's possession, but it's also in Natsuki's possession at the same time? You'll see. Yeah, I guess I will. It'll probably be explained. I figured that'd be the end of it, and he'd just think I was some weird girl and never want to speak to me again. It was surprised when he asked me about how I was feeling. We ended up having a deep conversation for the whole period. Honestly, I wasn't expecting him to even want to talk to me. Even if all we did was talk about some stupid stuff most of the time, it felt good talking to someone. I felt a lot better. Here I thought he would be some sarcastic jerk about my feelings, but he actually sounded very understanding. I told him how empty Amy's death made me feel, and I questioned if I was a bad friend or something, but then he told me about his grandma passing away and how he felt numb to it at first. It seems like everything about Kodono has said about... Okay, it seems like everything Kodono has said about him was true after all. I heard people gossip about him was just this insufferable asshole and how no one liked him. Holy shit. But maybe they're all wrong. To me, I don't know. I didn't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Speaking of Kodo, I remembered how close they were just based on how she talked about him in the past. It's kind of strange, don't you think? If Amy were here, she'd probably say something stupid like, fate is strange that way. Well, Amy seems like you were kind of right about that. I don't know what in God's name possessed me to do it, but I even gave Robbie my phone number. That had to have been one of the cringiest moinks I've ever done. Wasn't sure if he'd even text or call me, but he did send me a little courtesy text so I'd have his number and not think he was a creep. Jeez, I still remember the rumors about the creep that was apparently stalking Kodo. I hope I never go through that. Yeah, me too. Nobody deserves to go through that. Anyway, today started out like total shit, but I had a very nice surprise near the end. Maybe now I can see why Kodo I like this guy so much. I closed the diary and placed it on my nightstand before rolling over into my bed. Yeah, that entry was a lot to take in. Aside from the fact that I shouldn't even be seeing it right now, there's quite a bit to process here. Well, Natsuki, I can't say whether or not I live up to your expectations, but for whatever reason, Natsuki reached out to me and has seemingly made it clear she is more than fine with me still being around. Considering what she's gone through, I don't have it in me to just be a total asshole to her until she indirectly went to me for help. I'm not sure if I'm tempting fate here, but maybe I'll just go along and see how things turn out. Overthinking about it right now isn't going to help anything right now. As far as I'm concerned, the day is over. I've done everything I can for now. Tomorrow's another day. With that, I turn off the lights and try getting some well-deserved sleep. Oh, there we go. Is it going to be... June 5th? June 5th! Time loop is done! Seemingly. Whew! Hey. Anyways, today started out relatively normal. Made my usual walk to school. Trying to figure out whether or not this would be a good stopping point. Ooh, new music though. It seems like it. Yeah, this seems like a bit of a... This is where you find out more about the diary, though. Oh! Okay. Guess I should keep going, then. I made my usual walk to school, went through the first half of my classes, and now I'm here having lunch with Mayo and Yuri. That's about the only thing that's changed with my daily routine. I can't really complain, though. Even if I'm not really talking all that much to them, it beats eating lunch alone in the cafeteria. I noticed they're both still wearing the rings from before, but I'd write it off as some kind of fashion statement. I mean, I guess this is just in case, right? How have you been, Robbie? I'm jolted out of my train of thought for a moment. Can't complain. Did you see Natsuki at all yesterday? Considering today's the 5th of June, surely it means everything went well. Well, yeah. I saw her in homeroom yesterday. We actually talked quite a bit. About what? Well, considering she just lost one of her best friends and it's kind of my fault and all. Robbie, you don't need to blame yourself. It's as I said before, no matter what you did, Amy was still going to do whatever she felt was necessary to see this through. even at the cost of her own life. Yeah, but I'm still the one who had the brilliant idea to call her and ask her what to do. You said so yourself. You did whatever you could out of anxiety and desperation. Probably after this sequence, it'll be okay to stop. This doesn't go on too long. Ah, okay. There we go. So stopping point set. Well, whatever. Anyway, since everyone else was too busy to even give her ever a little bit of sympathy, I guess I just felt kind of bad for her. She even gave me a phone number of all things. Mayo stifles a laugh. What? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Mayo, you're a pretty terrible liar, you know. Oh, come on, Robbie. There's no need to get so worked up. Yes. Though I haven't spoken to Natsuki recently, it seems as though she really trusts you now. That's the part that I don't get. Thought maybe her diary could shed some light on things. Wait, you still have her diary? Don't give me that look, Mayo. It's not like I'm gonna use it to blackmail her or whatever. I just wanted to see if I could understand what's going on with her better, that's all. Ah, I see. Although I can't help but wonder why you've taken such an interest in her. What's that supposed to mean? Mayo and your... Oh, new music again. I think this is a lighter, like, light version of the other, like, the common music that I hear whenever there's like a big heartfelt moment in mods. I technically knew this was used in Captive Heart. Ah, I got it. Been a little bit since I heard it. I'm only saying that since Natsuki's life has been saved, I presumed you would have simply moved on and had nothing else to do with her. What? Well, I don't know. Yet why am I still so concerned about Natsuki? She's right. As far as I'm concerned, I did everything I needed to make sure she didn't die. It's like I kept telling myself before, she doesn't mean anything to me at all, right? Before I tried to change the subject to avoid more embarrassment, I remember something. By the way, Yuri, when I was going through the diary, I figured it would have stopped at June 3rd. It didn't. What do you mean? I mean that I found a diary entry for June 4th that shouldn't have been there. At least I doubt it would have been there when I got it. It talked about a lot of the things that happened yesterday, too. Perhaps it's due to a paradox caused by the fact that we have two of the same object existing in the same timeline. Ah, so there are two diaries, then! So what you're saying is, think of it this way. Only one of Natsuki's diaries should exist in this timeline. That's no longer the case since you took it from a timeline that no longer exists and brought it into ours. Since Natsuki's still actively writing in her diary, she's effectively altering the condition of the object. Okay, I think I get that part, but then why am I seeing her diary entry after June 3rd? When I grabbed it, June 4th hadn't happened yet. In other words, whatever she does to her diary affects the one that you have in your possession, because only one diary is meant to exist in the universe. Well, we better keep them separate then. I feel like if they collide, that could mean terrible... It could either A, mean terrible things for this timeline because of the paradox, or B, they just kind of merge back into one object again. The merge back into one object one's like the clear preferable one. That's why I called it a paradox. The diary you have is an irregularity in our timeline that shouldn't exist. Considering that it has a corresponding object in our timeline, however, you could say that it is linked to the diary Natsuki has with her. You could think of it as Natsuki having a text conversation with herself that you're able to view. Huh. Not that I'd do it, but do you think it could work both ways? It's plausible to think that, although I'd highly advise against that unless you wanted to give Natsuki the scare of her life. Yeah, like, just imagine going through your diary, and then you see literally someone else's handwriting written there. That freaked me out if I had, like, a journal. You might make her think she has some kind of possessed magical book talking to her. Okay, I get it now, so just thinking out loud for a moment. This thing works almost as if I'm having a text conversation with her, except instead of a phone, it's the diary. Precisely. Harry Potter. Oh, that's a reference to that. I just got that. To the second book, Chamber of Secrets, with the actual, like, diary. Huh. Wow, time travel is strange. Yeah, it definitely is. Yes, these are all just my theories, however. I wonder if that whole concept with the diary is going to come in handy later. Definitely something to keep in mind. Like, if that's like a thing that happens and you have to do that whole... You have to do that... I don't know. Just... Obviously, there are a number of fantasy and science fiction stories that have their own interpretations of how time travel works, so I can't say for sure. There isn't any further room for discussion as the bell rings. I'm readily available if you have any further questions or need any help, Robbie. I may not have the answer, but I'll do my best. With that, the three of us get up and make our way to our respective classes. Ah. Well, I think this is a good spot to stop at the very least, since anyway, you said that since that explains the diaries. So, okay, time loop is seemingly broken. Rings are still being worn, and all the stuff is still happening. So that's a thing to keep an eye on. Right. So next. I almost said Saturday. Next Tuesday, hopefully, more of Shatter Time Rewind. Which, again, this mod is like. And. I mean, it's also. Fuck. This mod is. Mod's like longer than I thought it was, which isn't really a bad thing. Says like how much effort was like put into like making this revised, redone, remastered version, you know? And that original, yeah, exactly. That original mod's like a single stream for me to complete. This is like 3 parts at the bare minimum. Minimum, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I can definitely tell. And the loops are longer, there's more stuff happening. It's really cool. Anyways, it also has the most music tracks used out of all our mods. Oh, another interesting fact. I guess I can count that. So, yeah, this Friday I'm gonna start playing a mod called Doki Doki Take 2. Pull music from every single mod we made just to create this soundtrack of sorts. Wow, every single mod. Yeah, wow. Damn, yeah, that is a lot of music. Oh, take 2. Yeah, take 2. Yeah, I won't be here for that. Okay. I don't want to... Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Huh. So I guess there's also... So I guess there's a bit of history with that. Let's just say something happened. Well, that's ominous. It's a little bit ominous. But next Tuesday, again, more Shattered Time Rewind, so yeah, not seeing you Friday, but hopefully I'll see you next Tuesday for that, at the very least. Alright, I'll see you, alright, again, I'll hopefully see you then. Bye-bye.